also how we are strengthening our HCV business with the launch of the lowest total cost of ownership. Thank you very much for having been there. Thereafter, we met in Chakan for the Furio launch. Some of you were with us. And today we meet again just before the beginning of the festivities, and we have a lot to celebrate at Mahindra Truck and Bus. We have with us today Mr. Rajan Vadera, the President of Automotive Sector, Mahindra and Mahindra Limited, and member of the Group Executive Board, Mahindra Group, and Mr. Vinod Sahai, Chief Executive Officer, Mahindra Truck and Bus and Construction Equipment Division. May I now request Mr. Vadera to please come and set the context of today's conversation. Mr. Vadera, please.
Guys able to hear the back?
You can try this.
No. No? No? So very good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen. As you would have seen that there are many upheavals of late, and one of the big ones is the way fuel prices have been growing, increasing, and leading to all kinds of problems in the trajectory of the growth, both commercial as well as in the personal segments. All these things do affect business, and the impact of fuel prices, particularly on businesses like the trucking business, are very severe. One data point I want to share with you that there is around, I think 26% fuel increase in the past 7 to 8 months, while the freight increase is only about 7 to 8%. So you can imagine the margin crunch that the businessmen, particularly in the trucking industry, face. So our focus area in terms of the value on the truck always has been fuel efficiency. And when we launched in February 2016, the BS3 BLAZO truck, we had launched it with the value of being the best and the most fuel efficient truck then. Then we followed it up in April when came the BS4 regime. Again, we had the most fuel efficient BS4 BLAZO truck, and we gave the guarantee to all our customers. And I'm happy to share with you that we have sold more than 20,000 BLAZO, and not a single truck came back because of poor fuel efficiency. So today we continue the same focus internally in our business, where we are going to talk to you today about BLAZO X, which is X stands for extra mileage and extra fuel efficiency. And this is what is really the need of the hour, because fuel efficiency is going to add to the margins of our customers. It is also going to add to the energy security of the country, although it's a very minuscule, but definitely it will. And Vinod will share more details with you as to how we have made BLAZO X even better than BLAZO that we launched in April 2017 with the BS4 configuration. The second very big thing that we have done is giving the confidence to the customer on service, guarantee, parts availability. So our M Parts plazas, our service centers, our authorized service centers, our touch points, our now, which is our campaign for service availability. All these things are actually helping us in our value proposition, and we give guarantee even around these product offerings. And today we have going to also announce that we will be opening a new corridor, which we say a service corridor from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, where the customer gets a touch point of having his vehicle attended at every 100 kilometers. And we continue our other service offering guarantees. We also mindful of the fact that there is a very, very strong need for us to establish ourselves as a number 3 player in the heavy commercial vehicle domain. We are stabilized ourselves at the moment as number 4. And in many markets in India, important markets in India, we are established ourselves as number 3. And our fuel efficiency advantage definitely is going to help us to stay put there. And Vinod is going to share more details about BLAZO X, but thanks for coming. Yeah, Vinod, please come. I guess
I'll manage. So good afternoon, friends. We meet again after March. I think in the same room we had met, where we had talked about the phase 3 evolution of BLAZO, and today we are going to talk about the phase 4 evolution, and some context has already been set by Rajan. Very quickly, giving the brief background of how H1 of this financial year has been through as far as the industry and we are concerned. So there are a lot of disruptive things have happened in H1 as far as the industry is concerned. But the good thing is that the momentum on infrastructure spend continues, and that drives one part of our demand, especially for the construction trucks and tippers. Stable economy so far, and private consumption has improved. Axle loading was a new disruption which we faced as an industry somewhere around July. It took a month or so to stabilize, but the good thing is that for the future of the country as well as for the business, this has opened a new paradigm, and it in a way helps a BLAZO kind of product, which we will talk about, and increases our competitiveness. Increase in crude oil and commodity inflation is something which we are grappling with. In the beginning of the year, whatever we anticipated, and in terms of both these parameters, as we go along the year, it has been more severe than what we thought. Having said that, industry in H1 has increased quite well in terms of growth. HCV has had 56% growth, LCV 22%, and plus 11%. We have done better than the industry, especially in the load segment, where while industry has grown by 56%, we have grown in BLAZO with BLAZO strength by almost 80%. And in LCV load also, we have outbeaten the industry with, instead of 22% growth of the industry, we have grown by 37%. Buses, we are a bit behind, but we are going to catch up. This is the slide which lays the context what Rajan spoke to about, that since the launch of BLAZO, we have been continuously increasing our volume and market share. So if you look at before launch of BLAZO and right now, in a span of 2.5 years, we have moved our market share from 2.6% to almost 5% now. BLAZO, very clearly, when we launched BLAZO, we came up with the promise that this is the truck which will give best fuel efficiency, otherwise we take the truck back. Everyone in the industry talk about the fact that their truck is most fuel efficient, but we are the only one in the industry who don't just talk about it, we give guarantee. And as Rajan said, in 2.5 years, we have sold more than 20,000 BLAZO, and not a single truck has come back, which itself proves that BLAZO is living up to its promise, and it has now established. If you now speak to the customers also, whosoever has tried BLAZO and who have BLAZO in their fleet, they vouch for the fact that the fluid efficiency and fuel efficiency of BLAZO is by far the best, and the delta is not small. We are already number 3 in terms of the mind share of the customers, based on our research, which we do very frequently. And in terms of market share, barring South and rest of the geographies, in most of the markets, we are already reaching number 3. We have more than 21,000 BLAZO on road, and we are the fastest growing brand, as you already saw. One disruption which we talked about, which has happened, is the axle loading norm. The axle loading norm has its pluses as well as minuses as far as the transporter is concerned. The pluses, of course, is that he is able to carry more load, and hence he has more earnings, which is what is reflected on the left-hand side. But when you go to the right-hand side, it comes with its own set of concerns, that by carrying additional load, will the truck be durable in terms of its aggregates will be able to meet up with the durability which the higher load demands? Will the vehicle reliability will come under a question mark? Is the engine powerful enough to carry around 20-25% additional load, which now the government has prescribed? And will there be a drop of fuel efficiency if the truck carries additional load? These are obviously genuine concerns. And we believe, and this is what our customers are experiencing, that BLAZO is the most suited product in the new era of axle loading norm, simply for the fact that the biggest strength which is required in the truck to carry additional load is the engine power. And if you see our engine, which has been our biggest strength, we are a 7.2 liter engine compared to the rest of the industry, which operate at around 6 liter or under 6 liter. Our maximum power to weight ratio is provided by the fact that our peak power is 274 horsepower, whereas most of the rest of the player in the industry operate at 180 horsepower to at max 230 horsepower. So the truck, in terms of its engine capability, is definitely geared up with better power to weight ratio to carry additional load without any discomfort. So BLAZO will not be seen as struggling to meet the new challenge which the government has posed in terms of carrying additional load with the same truck. So bigger engine, more reserve power, and higher engine life. These are the two curves. You don't have to go in full detail, but broadly it shows this is the horsepower curve, and that is the torque curve relative to other brands. So the topmost line is that of BLAZO, and these are the other brands. There is a significant gap which we have in terms of every RPM node in terms of the power which BLAZO engine delivers. And that gives the confidence that BLAZO is fully geared up as far as carrying additional load with comfort. And with the highways improving, the average speed of truck has gone up, which you all know. I mean, you would have seen that on highways also. Today, trucks in most of the highways travel at the speed which is far, far higher than what they used to travel 10 years back. And in fact, because highways have improved, the truck's speed today is reaching at the level where car speeds used to be 10, 12 years back. Now, if with additional load, will the truck will be able to carry the same load with the same kind of speed and have the same trip time advantage? Because the truck is a high cost asset. And if it reaches faster in the borderless era of GST, it is able to take the return load faster, and hence the utilization of the asset improves. And that's the promise other than the fuel efficiency which BLAZO provides. The conventional thinking has been that the bigger engine leads to higher fuel consumption, and that's the challenge we could beat very comfortably with the FuelSmart technology, which was something which Mahindra Research Valley worked upon, and that's the basic backbone of the technology of BLAZO, because of which, in spite of having a larger engine, in spite of having higher displacement, this technology provides the ability of 3 engines within the same truck. So if the truck is unloaded, driver operates at a lower horsepower. If it is loaded with a slight gradient, it travels at a higher horsepower. And if it is fully loaded and travels in ghats, then it gives a highest horsepower, which is 274. So because of which, at every point in time, the truck runs at optimum RPM and optimum horsepower, and hence the best fuel efficiency and best trip time. One of the challenge which I talked about is that with additional axle load which the trucks are going to carry, will be a drop of fuel efficiency, and hence will the transporter be able to run the truck with the similar level of diesel consumption which he was setting with his driver, because that's the normal tendency in the Indian market scenario, where for a particular route the transporter gives a certain number of liters of diesel which is fixed with the driver. What we are saying is that with BLAZO, the advantage is so big. So in a earlier scenario where a regular truck used to consume 580 liters, BLAZO was consuming only 510 liters. So even in the new scenario where some increase of fuel will happen, still BLAZO with only 520 liter, which you see on the right hand side, is far lower than what currently transporter gives for that kind of operation. This is a depiction of a 2000 kilometer run for a 31-ton truck. So with BLAZO, customers can carry additional load at a lower diesel consumption than what they have been carrying with the conventional trucks. And last time when we met in March, we talked about the fact that we became the first player in the industry to give 6 years, 6 lakh kilometer warranty on 6 of our major aggregates: engine, gearbox, axle, chassis frame, and cabin. Not only that, we became the first player in the industry, or till now the only player in the industry, which did provide the dual advantage of increasing the service interval for most of our aggregates, whether it is engine oil, gearbox oil. The service interval went up, and we dropped the oil prices to the lowest in the industry. So because of which the servicing cost has come down. So this is the big comfort. And this is the slide which I had shown last time about the phase-wise 3 level of evolution which BLAZO has gone through till March, where in the first phase we provided BLAZO with the fuel efficiency guarantee. In the second phase, we provided the spares and the service guarantee which Rajan talked about. And in the third phase, we provided the 6 years warranty and the longer service interval and the lowest oil prices to reduce the service and maintenance cost of the transporters. However, as Rajan said, we all have witnessed the fact that in last 1 year, because of the crude prices going up globally, the diesel price have climbed substantially in terms of its increase. And unfortunately, the freight rate has not kept pace with that. This is squeezing the transporters' profitability very significantly. And that's posed a new challenge in terms of transporters' profitability, because if I am a transporter, if I am not able to pass on my rising cost of fuel to the consumer, it affects my profitability. And BLAZO is the right answer for him to now do a cost reduction by going to an asset which consumes lower fuel efficiency and hence has actually ability to reduce the fuel cost bill rather than increasing it. So this is the slide which depicts the fact which Rajan talked about, that since November 2017 till now, at the time when the blue line depicts the diesel price increases, so 26% increase has been there in the diesel price, but the freight rate has gone up only by 7%. And that's a huge impact because fuel cost is almost 60% of the total operating cost of a truck. And if the 60% component of your cost goes up by 26% and you are not able to pass on in the terms of the freight, it actually can derail your business. And BLAZO is the right answer to address this question mark, that how are transporters going to overcome their challenge which they are facing right now of rising fuel cost and lower profitability. So there has always been a truck which was BLAZO, which was always with the promise of best fuel efficiency or the truck back. But we just did a customer survey, and when a lot of customers said that we need to further improve the fuel efficiency advantage, and which is our core competence, and hence we kept on working on it. So with that in promise, what we present today is BLAZO X. And it comes with twin promise that BLAZO X is the best bet when it comes to the new axle loading norm, where because of the aggregates which are far superior than anyone else in the industry, because of the engine which is far more powerful than anyone else in the industry, it has the best ability to do a more efficient job in the new axle loading scenario. At the same time, BLAZO X is your best solution to overcome the impact of the rising diesel prices. And how we have achieved that, I'll quickly go through. So as Rajan talked about, X denotes extra. And the way BLAZO has achieved higher fuel efficiency is basically on 3 major technical changes which we have done in our product. One is in terms of our engine being able to breathe extra. You know, I mean, engine requires air, or rather oxygen to do a proper combustion. And combustion efficiency can improve if the airflow can be made far more efficient. So we have gone in BLAZO X from a normal free flow turbocharger to a Westgate turbocharger, and a far more next generation efficient intercooler, which optimizes the airflow efficiency in BLAZO much better than what it was happening in the earlier BLAZO. So BLAZO X comes with a higher boost power in terms of the turbo efficiency, and that leads to better combustion efficiency, and hence every drop of diesel is generating more power and hence consuming less for the same kind of job. Roll extra, what we have done is that any mechanical product comes with a certain level of friction. And what we have done in BLAZO X is that we have used low friction oil as well as low friction axle seals and grease to reduce the friction in our aggregates. And because of which the loss which was happening because of the friction has been minimized further, and that helps in further improving the fuel efficiency. And the third important thing is that conserve extra energy. What happens is that any engine supports a lot of peripheral items, and one of the important item is the cooling efficiency, cooling which is required by the engine, which is through the fan which operates. We have changed from a normal fan to a electronic viscous fan, which helps in terms of the precise point at which it gets connected to the engine and precise point at which it gets disconnected based on the engine temperature, and hence it draws only a minimal power from the engine for running the fan. And because of these three major pillars of technological improvement, what we have achieved in BLAZO X is at least 5% better fuel efficiency than BLAZO. So the best just became better. So BLAZO already was a product which in market has been established as something, a product which was already 8 to 12% better in terms of fuel efficiency. And now with BLAZO X, our advantage over competition becomes far, far higher and significant with 10 to 15% improvement over competition. So now if you do the arithmetic of 7% increase in freight rate and another 15% which BLAZO X can provide, the operator now can conveniently overcome the challenge which has been there in front of him right now because of the rising diesel prices. So that's, my friend, the short description of BLAZO X, which is another big milestone for us. And it comes with the proven technology of FuelSmart, extra mileage and extra earning, smart SCR, which I had discussed a lot about in my last meeting with all of you, where we are the only one in the industry who use the next generation SCR system, because of which the AdBlue consumption in our truck is also at least 30% lower than any of the nearest competition. And of course, last but not the least is the 6 lakh 6 years kilometer warranty, peace of mind and comfort, and the lowest cost of repairs which BLAZO promises. So that remains along with all the guarantees. So BLAZO was there with the spare parts guarantee and the service guarantee. Just to repeat, the guarantees which we gave in BLAZO was that if most of the running spare parts which we have provided as a list to all our transporters and we publish in all our service centers and spare parts outlets, that all the running parts, if a transporter comes and wants to buy it, and if it is not available at any point in time, it is going to be provided free of cost to the transporter. And we are happy to report that we are operating at 99.9% efficiency level in terms of that. So there are hardly 3 or 4 cases in last 2 years where we have paid any kind of penalty. So we are able to deliver on spare parts front. On service, what we have come up with the guarantee is that in all our workshops, if a BLAZO comes, if it is not an accident repair, we will repair the BLAZO and give it back to the customer and put it on the road in 36 hours. Otherwise, we pay a daily penalty of 3,000 rupees. And that also we are delivering extremely well. And outside our workshop, we give the same guarantee for 48 hours. So in Vinsign's, our workshop, it is 36 hours, and under any tree in a highway, it is at 48 hours. Along with that, one important thing which we have done when we were doing BLAZO pitching to the customers said that it's fine, but you have less number of service stations. So how will you take care of the fact of off-road while you are giving guarantee? So what we took upon a challenge is that we said 48 hours is also not good enough and 36 hours is also not good enough. We will provide a guarantee for reaching in case of a breakdown within 2 or 3 hours. And we started with the first corridor, which was Delhi-Mumbai service corridor, which we launched almost 1.5 years back. And so far, we have not had a single case where we have not reached within our promised delivery time of 2 hours once we receive a call on our 24/7 helpline. So if a customer is stuck in any of this point between Delhi to Mumbai, and if he gives a call on our Now call center, which is run manned 24/7 in 7 lingual languages, because drivers come from every part of the country. And from that point where it gets recorded, the call, to 2 hours, our helpline reaches through a mobile service van. The truck is attended to, and if we don't, we give an hourly penalty of 500 rupees, which we have not yet faced a situation so far. So in last 2 years, 1.5 years, we have delivered 100% on it. What we are doing now, today, along with BLAZO X, we are also launching a new corridor, which is the Kashmir to Kanyakumari corridor. So like Delhi-Mumbai corridor, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, we have set up a new corridor where we have provided another 41 service touch points, another 11 parts plazas, and 48 service vans, with which in this corridor also, starting today, we are giving the same guarantee of breakdown assistance. So in this service corridor, if at any point in time a BLAZO or any of the Mahindra truck and bus vehicle gets stranded, and a customer calls our toll-free number, which is manned 24/7, we will reach and provide breakdown assistance within couple of hours. Otherwise, we stand to pay penalty. And we are not stopping at that. We are expanding this corridor to 2 more corridors in next couple of months. So by the end of this year, this will be the entire map of the country where where we will be providing breakdown assistance guarantee of couple of hours, as we have been doing for Delhi-Mumbai corridor in last 1.5 years. So with that, my friend, we are today announcing our phase 4 evolution of BLAZO X, where apart from whatever we did till phase 3, we are saying that BLAZO is the best product as far as the new era of new axle loading norm is concerned. It is the best solution for the rising diesel prices and best in class mileage, otherwise we take the truck back. So with that, I would end my presentation, and we are happy to take any questions, if any. Okay, sorry, before that, we will play the TV commercial, which you would have already seen probably in some of the channels, but we would love to show it again.
कट लवली अजय
एक बार और करते हैं
कट सुपर अजय
और एक बार ट्राई करते हैं। मैं अपने काम में आसानी से खुश नहीं होता, और महिंद्रा भी। इंडिया के सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देने वाले ट्रक ब्लेजो को बनाने के बाद भी महिंद्रा रुके नहीं। अब उन्होंने बनाया ब्लेजो एक्स, जो दे ब्लेजो से भी ज्यादा माइलेज, और वो भी गारंटी के साथ, क्योंकि सिर्फ एक ब्लेजो ही ब्लेजो को मात दे सकता है। नया महिंद्रा ब्लेजो एक्स, जो दे एक्स्ट्रा माइलेज, सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज, नहीं तो ट्रक वापस।
कट लवली अजय
एक बार और करते हैं
कट सुपर अजय
और एक बार ट्राई करते हैं। मैं अपने काम में आसानी से खुश नहीं होता, और महिंद्रा भी। इंडिया के सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज देने वाले ट्रक ब्लेजो को बनाने के बाद भी महिंद्रा रुके नहीं। अब उन्होंने बनाया ब्लेजो एक्स, जो दे ब्लेजो से भी ज्यादा माइलेज, और वो भी गारंटी के साथ, क्योंकि सिर्फ एक ब्लेजो ही ब्लेजो को मात दे सकता है। नया महिंद्रा ब्लेजो एक्स, जो दे एक्स्ट्रा माइलेज, सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज, नहीं तो ट्रक वापस।